Let's take a look at the Azure Admin Center before proceeding with the installation of Azure AD Connect. Currently, Azure AD doesn't have any users configured except for a single active user account, which serves as the Microsoft 365 tenant administrator. As you can see, the synchronization status indicates cloud only. Now, we'll begin the installation of Azure AD Connect. I am going to install Azure AD Connect on the domain controller, which is supported. However, Microsoft recommends installing Azure AD Connect on a separate server for optimal performance and best practices. I will proceed to download the setup file from the Microsoft website and save it to my desktop. Before proceeding with the installation of AD Connect, it's essential to review the system requirements. I'm installing the latest version to ensure we have the most up-to-date features and security enhancements. Right-click the downloaded file and click Install to run the setup. On Welcome to Azure AD Connect screen, agree to the license terms and click Continue. On the next screen you will see Express Settings, which is the default option to install Azure AD Connect, and it's used for the most commonly deployed scenario. Custom Settings, use custom settings when you want more options for the installation. Use this one for example, you have multiple forests or if you want to configure optional features. Click on Customize for a custom installation. Install required components, you can leave the optional configuration section unselected. Installation sets up everything automatically. It sets up a SQL Server Express local database instance, creates the appropriate groups, and assign permissions. Click on Install to proceed. On User Sign-In screen, select the type of authentication you would like to configure. The following table briefly describes the available options. I am going to set up password hash synchronization, which will allow users to sign into Microsoft Cloud Service by using the same password they use in their on-premises network. User passwords are synchronized to Azure AD as a password hash. Select Password Hash Synchronization. Click Next. On the Connect to Azure AD page, enter a tenant global admin account and password and click Next. To connect to Active Directory domain services, Azure AD Connect needs the forest name and credentials of the account, which has enterprise admin permissions. After you enter the forest name and select Add Directory, a window appears to put the details. Enter the account with enterprise admin permissions and the password. This will create the required ADDS account for periodic synchronization. Click Next. Users use the user principal name attribute when they sign into Microsoft 365 services. Make sure to verify the domain before users are synchronized. It is recommended that you keep the default attribute user principal name. Click Next. By default, all the domains and organizational units are synchronized. If you don't want to synchronize specific domains and OUs to Azure AD, then select Sync Selected Domains and OUs. In our case, I am going to synchronize only a specific OU that I have created named Synced Users. Click Next. Select how users should be identified in your on-premises directories. In our case, we will keep the default settings and click Next. Filtering on Groups feature allows you to sync only a small subset of objects for a pilot. To use this feature, create a group for this purpose in your on-premises instance of Active Directory. All objects that you want to synchronize must be direct members of this group. In our case, we will synchronize all users and devices. Click Next. If you have an on-premises Exchange server, the Exchange Hybrid Deployment feature allows for the coexistence of Exchange mailboxes both on-premises and in Microsoft 365. This enables Azure AD Connect to synchronize a specific set of attributes from Azure back into your on-premises directory. Click Next. Click Install. Azure AD Connect configuration completed, and we can exit from this screen now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon.